Ahoy everyone, it is Jeff, aka Godless Scummer. Been quite a while since I've actually recorded a video for this channel, and I've been away for a while. I'm going to try and get back to uploading stuff a bit more regularly. If I sound a bit out of it right now, please be aware it's 5 o'clock on a Sunday morning for me, and I can't quite believe I'm getting up and recording a video at this time of day. Whilst having my cup of tea to wake me up. But I've been awake for about an hour and a half, I suppose, and just sort of sat there for a little while, watching the latest absolute shit show that modern day debate has got themselves into, and I am going to say modern day debate is pure trash. That channel is fucking awful. That channel is just awful. It is absolutely awful. So I'm referring to the debate with this guy Andrew and Matt Dillahunty, and Matt walked out after this guy Andrew made his opening statement, and this is the second time in like a matter of a week or so that Matt Dillahunty has walked out of a debate on that channel. And I'm going to say on both occasions, I don't blame him. If I'd have been him, I would have walked out of both of them as well. Now, first of all, I want to make something very clear. This is not me, the atheist, cheering for my boy and my team. Okay, I want to be really clear about that, because I've had things to say. I've not always been the biggest fan of Matt's. I've had things to say about him before. I don't always like the way he acts on some of those call-in shows he does. It doesn't do much for me personally. Even though I was very much understood and agreed with his reasons for leaving the atheist community of Austin, I did think it was a little bit, I don't know if I want to say hypocritical, but he had been very critical of other people who'd left the ACA before and spoken out publicly about why they had, and then Matt kind of did the same thing himself. So I wouldn't, read into that what you will, but I did note that at the time, even though I think Matt's reasons for leaving were, again, justified, and again, if I'd have been him, I would have left. I probably would have left that organisation myself as well. It's so I guess there's these two debates. First of all, Matt with this guy Howard Stirrup. Now, Howard is very well known. I mean, he's been on a few of the flat Earth debunking channels and stuff like that. Done a few flat Earth. I'm going to use the word debate loosely here, and I think it might be actually it might even be worth discussing what a debate is, or what good debate, good conversation is, because it seems to be very valid at this. And now, as I said, Howard's quite well known. I don't think even the flat Earth debunking channels have him around anymore. I've seen Howard before. Howard's well known. He just tends to get on a soapbox and goes around and just throws out conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory, and and gets into things that are just nothing to do with what the actual topic of the debate is supposed to be. And I do appreciate that Matt apologized when later on for saying that when he told Howard to go and get help. I appreciate Matt apologized to it, but I don't think it was a. I got to be honest. I don't know that it was necessarily a totally unreasonable thing to say. I mean, we're not qualified to make diagnoses, but the thing is, I would not platform I would not platform a guy like Howard. I really wouldn't, because I don't think it's good for him. It's good to be putting a guy up out there like that, really, because I just think channels that put him on there to be mocked and so on, really, by people. It's not conducive to me to have to have something like that on there. This guy Andrew today. Now they were doing this live debate thing. Like, I think it was like a debate conference thing. They were supposed to be debating, I think, Christianity versus secular humanism. What's better for society? And Matt made his opening argument, and I'll say it's probably, I've heard Matt make better cases for secular humanism, but I can't criticize Matt too much because we didn't get past the opening or 5 or 10 minute remarks, really. So I think, had this thing not degenerated in what it could do, it could have been a much more interesting discussion. This guy Andrew got it, and how much of his opening statement, it just seemed to mainly be secular humanism says that a woman's a man and a man's a woman. But it just seemed to be, okay, we're gonna have a, are we gonna have a blooming? It felt to me more like we were gonna have a debate on trans people, and I for those that I assume Matt is still dating the same person, but I don't know, because I just assumed that, but it's well known that Matt is dating a trans woman. I believe Arden, and who's awesome. I've only sort of met her once or twice, but Arden's awesome. To me, I really took that as this guy was having a personal dig at Matt and Matt's partner. That's personally how I interpreted it. So I understand why Matt left. One criticism I may have of Matt in this, possibly, is after his experience with Howard on Modern Day Debate, I think Matt himself acknowledged that he probably needs to do a better job of checking out who he's debating. And he admitted at the start of this thing that he didn't know this guy Andrew, never seen him or didn't know anything about him. Well, in that respect, I've got to criticise Matt a bit there, because after your experience with Howard, it might have paid to, and knowing, and now you're aware, the kind of people Modern Day Debate will platform. In that respect, Matt, you probably should have done a better job of at least did a cursory examination into the guy you were going up against, now that you know that Modern Day Debate. But that's about the only criticism I could have of Matt in that situation. Otherwise, I don't blame him. If it had been me, I would have walked out. But I think Modern Day Debate has been trash for a long time. I don't think James gives a shit who he platforms. I think he wants the fucking dumpster fires. It's been a long time since I've seen anything good on that channel. And admittedly, I used to be quite a regular watcher, but I mean, we platform people who are openly like racists and white supremacists and stuff in the past. You know, he platforms. I don't think James Gibbs too really cares too much about who he platforms. Now, you can argue about free speech or whatever, okay, but to me, it's not a show on the internet that is in the habit of fostering good debate and discussion. And sometimes I think if you've got a guy like, I mean, to me, if I had access to a guy like Matt Dillahunty, I would try and get him at least some sort of credible sort of theists or something to go up against. If I had that kind of access to a guy like Matt, I'd try to find some credible theists for him to go up against. Because there are people, although look, I've said myself, and I have criticisms of Matt, and I will say that this is not. I want to reiterate this again. This is not me cheering for being the atheist, cheering for my team here, because I've said for a while, look, if atheists, you want to learn more about atheism or whatever, it's probably better people to go to than Matt. I've said for years, go and read some Graham Oppy or something, or listen to some Graham Oppy. That's the sort of thing. I've been saying that for a while, but 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 no, modern day debate is pure bloody trash, and it is. And I think maybe we've got into something as a society where we think this whole debate me bro attitude is what that kind of line is is um is what fosters good debate. It's not. I mean, I can enjoy a good dumpster fire once in a while, but sometimes they're really entertaining when they happen organically. But I feel like modern day debate is. I feel like James is deliberately trying to foster that, um, and I feel like that's the kind of audience he's built. I just think it's trash, um, and at this point, it's not going to improve. And you know, I'm glad Matt Dillahunty has taken the decision he's taken. He said that he's not going to work with him again. I don't blame him. I don't blame the guy. You know, um, it's it, we were we're just. I just feel that I don't know what good debate channels are out there anymore. Honestly, there were some good ones a few years ago. They've all either gone to the dogs or they just stopped making content. Um, um, and again, I'm not even saying I could do better than James, even though I think I probably could, but I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't. I don't mind hosting a debate once in a while or something, but I wouldn't want to make my whole blooming channel, my whole existence on YouTube be about debates. I've only ever done like one or two debates myself, really, or discussions against theists. I mean, both of them, I've got to say, were very friendly discussions, with Gavin, who was a real life friend anyway, and Diesel. I had a very good discussion with Diesel, but I don't know what I feel like I don't know what these things are blooming accomplishing anymore. Because it does seem to be about debate me. It's the debate me bros and my team won. What the hell kind of constructive conversation was going to happen? In that today, what would anything constructive have gotten accomplished if Matt stayed there? Clearly not. And modern day debate is not interested in having good discussions. They're interested. they're cultivating the audiences of people who want to go and see the shit show. Now if you want to, if that's what you enjoy, knock yourself out, watch the modern day debate. But you know, to be honest, James, you're better off renaming your channel Modern Day Dumpster Fire, because that's all the fuck it is now. Anyway, that was my thoughts on what I've just seen. I'm gonna finish my cup of tea, maybe have a little rest for a little while, because I've got a show to do on another channel a bit later today, and I got to do a bit of brushing up for that. So, see you all later. Salute.